Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, February 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First, a couple quick disclosures. Number one, the price you see over here will be moving and changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. Stock number one, PLTR. I think this is now the third day in a row it's been on the watch list, and this one has finally decided to act human a little bit in the sense of it finally has started to pull back, slightly from where it was. And keyword being slightly because, yeah, it's a pullback, not the most enjoyable thing, but when you factor in bigger picture context and the fact that this thing not that long ago was down here below $8, yeah, a pullback, nothing can go straight up. So on that note, if you have been watching this one waiting for any sort of maybe buying opportunity and you're some sort of pullback player, then you're getting the pullback here. Now, as far as where you want to buy, that's up to you and your strategy, your personal risk tolerance. But a couple different areas could be down here at this support level right there at $9.20, which I've talked about previously. And what makes that interesting is now the purple line, the 50-period moving average, is moving itself and getting very, very close to potentially having the same exact value with its current value at 914. Of course, there is another more potentially aggressive way, and that may be right here at that pullback area at $9.60. But again, that just all goes to, your personal preference towards things. In terms of levels of resistance, nothing has changed since the past video. Right up there at $10.40 remains that key overall area. But again, like I said, the main dynamic here is that this one has clearly been strong. Now there's a bit of a pullback. So if you do still believe in the general movement of everything, then yeah, this pullback, I would say for you, is a very interesting opportunity. Next one here, SRNE, and very... I don't want to say very popular. Well, kind of popular, but probably for all the wrong reasons. And a lot of people, in the comments, Clay, why are you even following this one? This thing's going bankrupt, all that sort of stuff. And all those things can be true. But the thing is that people just love to buy stocks that get beat down in a hurry. And sometimes the biggest movers can be those bankruptcy stocks. I'm not claiming that's going to happen here. But if you've been around long enough, who remembers Washington Mutual from way back in the day? That thing was crazy. I think WAMUQ. Absolutely monster move like 20 years ago or whenever that was. But point being, bankrupt stocks can make some very nice moves. And the question here is, yeah, there has been a nice move right here. But the more exciting, more interesting question is, okay, is this the start of something even bigger? To be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing just rolls right back over. And okay, so be it. But that's a two-sided coin because, well, maybe it is. And that's the whole philosophy of a watch list, to find unique, to find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and just buy stuff, but to watch it and see how it continues to behave. So identify interesting situations and then start asking questions about it. So yeah, that has been a good little move here, but is it the start of something bigger? If it is, and this is just the start of a much bigger bounce, well then, worth certainly keeping an eye on, especially if you like penny stocks. Next one, MULN, and this one, I'm going to go ahead and call the chart broken at this point, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because no matter what trend line you draw, even if you try to draw a trend line, whoops, grab the wrong annotation tool there. There we go. Even if you try to draw a trend line like that, which I would say is a very long-term trend line, that trend line was broken yesterday, and then today is where the downside continuation occurred, which in my mind, things are officially broken. Now, that doesn't mean things can't be fixed. That doesn't mean that the price will never, ever go back up again. I'm just saying, as far as this longer-term movement is concerned, things in my mind are officially broken. So the bulls are really got to step back up here because clearly some problems have arisen. And the first key level of resistance, if there is going to be any sort of turnaround, in my mind, right up there at that level at 33 cents. So 33 cents, first key, potential battleground if there is any sort of bounce. As far as next areas of support are concerned, nope, a little bit behind my ugly mug. There we go. Next key level of support, now to keep an eye on right now, going to be down there at that 28 cent mark. So definitely a very important level down there because if the price falls below 28 cents, now all of a sudden you have a problem where the price has gone literally all the way back to that area. In other words, the price was here, went all the way up there, and now has gone all the way back down. That would not be good. Next one, AM. AM, really like this setup because you always got to like situations where there's strength that is shown, and very clearly that opening 30 minutes strength was shown, but then you get kind of a uh-oh situation. And what was the uh-oh situation? Well, it was when the price was up here and fell and fell and fell and fell. So at that point, it becomes valid to say, uh-oh, is this the start of the end? Is this thing just going to be one of these that goes up and then comes straight back down? And we got our answer. And as of now, seemingly no, because the price did start to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear. Just because the price went sideways does not mean that for sure guaranteed this thing is getting ready to break back to the upside. All I'm saying, all my argument is, it now becomes much more plausible to argue that position that, okay, maybe this thing is getting ready to turn itself around because it's no longer just dropping straight down. So as in terms of that, key level of resistance in my mind to watch now moving forward, right there at $2.90. Once more, no such thing as a guarantee, but in my mind, is it plausible to think that the price comes up there and breaks up through it, that even if you want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, that break could produce more upside buying pressure? In my mind, that seems very plausible. Next one here, AMC, and overall, everything is still perfectly fine. Higher highs, higher lows, that's what you want. And this next comment will mean more to those of you that have watched past videos, but if you have, hopefully you remember me talking about that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, and sure enough, not once, but twice, price came up there, got rejected by that level. So it does not mean it's the end of the world. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price did actually struggle up around those price levels, because that just is where that 200 period moving average is, currently valued at 545. So moving forward, 545 will be that main area of resistance. But all in all, like I said, from where it was here, I mean, the price continues to put in those higher lows, and that's by far what matters most. Real quick, wanted to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live class that I'm offering actually later on this evening. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency, to manage risk, then certainly get signed up for the free live training. If you're interested and you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage. But like I said, because it is genuinely live, a couple situations. I have 5 kids, so I understand. Maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you completely missed it. Go ahead, drop me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link so where you can watch the replay of the event. Now, if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in a few hours. But if you can't, go ahead and drop me an email. Next one, CYH, and this is one where maybe there's kind of a setup, but maybe, like I said, could you maybe draw some sort of bull pennant pattern? Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. But in my mind, there's not any sort of evident pattern. There's not any sort of evident setup. But what it does have, and what makes it worthy of quote unquote watching, therefore on a watch list, is it's got big price movement, as you can see here, with the price essentially going straight up. And all this is occurring on well above volume. So from a trading standpoint, that's ultimately what we need. We need good price movement. We need good volume. And then you can sit back and see and watch if any sort of setup and development actually takes place. So yeah, don't have too much to say in terms of patterns or anything like that, but what I can point out, and which is what I would argue most, is that this does have what we care about, volume and good solid price action. Next one here, MARA, and unlike CYH that we just looked at, this one's got some interesting dynamics in the form of overall context. First off, it's been a very impressive move. Second bit of context, yeah, there's a downwards channel. And then third bit of context, this downwards channel has brought it right to a very interesting level on the chart with that pink line, the 200 period moving average, purple line, the 50 period moving average, essentially being right, near each other. So let's just split the difference. Let's call it right around 705. That could be a very interesting dynamic to consider if you like to play pullbacks. And if you like to play patterns, well then let me just clear this out of there. So yes, there's been this pullback, downwards channel, but what was happening before the downwards channel? You had this big move up right here. So this has now allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. So like I said, unlike CYH, there definitely are some patterns. There's a setup here that's taking place. Does not mean that it'll work out, but from a pullback standpoint, bull flag standpoint, and then these moving averages, a lot of interesting dynamics going on. So if you like stocks down below $10, then I definitely keep an eye on and consider maybe trying to build a trade plan around these dynamics. Next one, TSLA, Tesla, and a brutal move this afternoon. And really just a brutal day when you think about it, because the price did come up, break through that area of resistance, acted like it wanted to be strong, pulled back a little bit, fell below it, came back up, rejected, and then this is the problem. Came down, reached that area of support, which I talked about previously, and then just has now broken down through that trend line. But then the kicker is it's also now broken down through that purple line. So just a rough day today. With all that being said, let me go ahead and get rid of these lines. With all that being said, let me do this real quick. squeeze things down, and take a look at things from the bigger picture point of view. It is still very much so in an overall uptrend. So yes, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 13 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks terrible for you. However, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, I get it. Even if the price drops down to that level right there, and then you start looking at where the lows have been, then over time, these lows are still higher than the previous lows. And from a trend building standpoint, that's what it's all about. And again, that assumes that this thing continues to pull back further than what it already has. So as far as what's Tesla looking like, bullish or bearish, that is totally, that's totally dependent on what your strategy, what your perspective was going into the trade. Next, NEXI, and one of these were penny stock, showed strength, has pulled back, but what I like about it is you have a pretty well-defined potential breakout point right here at that trend line right there. So again, no guarantees, but as far as is it plausible to think that if the price can come up here, get a breakthrough there, that could symbolize that this pullback is over and that this thing is getting ready to turn itself around? Yeah, that's plausible. Doesn't mean it'll happen though, but you got to think a lot of people have probably drawn in the trend line, maybe not exactly like that one, but pretty close, which brings about the, the talking point of potential self-fulfilling prophecies. So definitely keep an eye on that if you like the pullbacks in penny stocks. If you like to play more so just even deeper pullbacks, then an interesting level. And in this situation, self-admittedly, you would be banking on this thing getting a whole lot worse, but you have this previous breakout point down here around 45 cents, which is also where that purple line is down around that area. But the risk right there is, maybe it never does that and you just miss out on a trade that turns itself around. But that's where there's always give and take. So like I said, it's all about your personal strategy. But no doubt about it, good volume today. Interesting pullback, which is allowed for this, we'll call it self-fulfilling prophecy trend line that maybe will come into play. Now, I probably should have put this one right after Tesla because it's the same general idea, but this is TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So in other words, if you believe the NASDAQ is going to rise, then this one will also rise. Biggest difference, it just allows you access at a much lower price point. But like Tesla, this one started off the day very impressive, came up and acted like, okay, it's going to close the gap, got up around that area, and then started to go sideways. But like I said, it's this late afternoon activity that has completely just put a damper on things. But in the very near term, huge question mark moving forward. All about that pink line right there, the 200 period moving average, which last time the price was down around there, did a fantastic job of holding strong. So the question becomes, is this history going to repeat itself? Now, it may not, but it very well may. So from a risk-reward standpoint, there's a lot of good quality dynamics are occurring that could allow you to build a trade plan. But again, all in the near term today, today, not a good day at all, especially this afternoon. But like I did on Tesla, let me just get rid of that. Like I did on Tesla, let me squeeze things down here. And you're going to see that from the bigger picture point of view, this thing is still very much so in an overall uptrend. In fact, you can make what I would agree, a very plausible argument. In fact, I wouldn't even say, there's any doubt. It's right here before our eyes. All right, that's just going to bother me. There we go. And then you could draw that big move up right there. Put the golf hole down here to make it more visual. All we still have right now from the big picture point of view is a bull pennant pattern. So zooming in, no doubt about it, today was rough. But think about that word today, as in one day. Looking at multiple days as we're doing here, in all actuality, all there is right now is a bull pennant pattern. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live training. It'll be this evening, Thursday, February 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said earlier, if you have something on your schedule already, or you just flat out missed it, you're watching this Friday morning, then go ahead, drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I would love to send you a link to the recording. All I ask is because it's truly live, the event does first need to happen, and then I got to get it uploaded, and then I'd be happy to send it to you. But if you enjoy these top 10 videos, please do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, say hi, tell me what you traded today. Those two things communicate to me that you enjoy, and as long as I know you're enjoying, I will continue to put in the time and effort required to get this content out to you. So hopefully I'll be seeing you here in a few hours, but if not, go ahead and drop me an email.